Hey everybody, Grest here. So today we're going to take a look at my top 5 rifles for 2024. Let's get at it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, all of these firearms I'm about to show you have been safety checked, no ammunition in sight, chambers are clear, magazines empty, everything like that. So for my manual YouTube reviewer, we're safe around here on the Christian Grest channel. So these are in no particular order, and honestly it was a very, very tough decision to pick 5. I have a pretty decent sized collection as far as long guns, rifles, and I included SBRs in this as well, but nothing pistol caliber. All right, so first things first, let's take a look at this guy right here. So this is my very first BRN 180 from the good folks over at Brownells, and this is in 300 blackout. So 300 blackout, as you guys know, is really accelerating in the shorter barrel type platform. This is a registered SBR as well. And to do something a little different, I did a custom camouflage using the Brownells Aluminum Hide 2. Did some videos on this over the years, so y'all might have remembered this from previous videos. But anyways, this has been a perfect firearm in my opinion. It has kind of that retro styling from the AR-18, AR-180, and you know, with some modern touches, of course. And for the optic here, I have a Burris Prism 3X, and this is really good. And I run this thing suppressed exclusively, so of course out in the end I have my rugged muzzle brake on there. I have a set of Magpul MBUS Pro sights as well, and yeah, so it's been a really cool firearm. And I do have another BRN 180, but I just wanted to pick one out of the two, and this was my first one, and honestly this one I've had no trouble with. The other one I had a little bit of issues. I documented that on some videos, but first out the gate, BRN 180 and 300 blackout. Definitely check out the BRN 180 series if you haven't already. Superb for what they are. They're actually made by PWS for Brownells, and the quality is great, and the customer service is also excellent as well. So next up is got to be one of my AKs, and this AK here is quite a special beast, to be honest with you. This is an original Draco C made from a 1968 Romanian parts kit, imported by Century way back in the day. These were super cheap way back then, but if you notice, it is definitely not a factory Draco anymore. It is a registered short-barreled rifle, and of course it's rocking some JMAC custom goodies on here as well, and I've done videos on those. Y'all have seen this in quite a number of videos, as a matter of fact. So why why this particular AK over some of the other ones I own? Let's just say this is the smoothest shooting, especially with the modern touches and the K&S piston up there. It's the only one that I can shoot suppressed, so just having the ability to shoot it suppressed is quite a feat, because AKs are notorious for having non-concentric threaded barrels, and this one I actually had to have some work done in order to run it suppressed because it had that problem. You know, the other thing is having a modern optic on here instead of the iron sights. I mean, this thing, I'm more of an AR guy than an AK guy, but this thing here, I can pick it up and shoot it as good as my ARs, and you know, it's just a joy to shoot. So Draco C on number 2. So next up is going to be another rifle y'all have seen a number of times. This was a full project that I embarked on a while back, and this is a short-barreled rifle registered. It is a 10.5-inch Geisley Super Duty in their DDC color. It has an EOTech EXPS 3 on it. Mod light set up here, and it's also running some Midwest Industries sights. Had I been able to find the Geisley sights, I'd be running those, but the Midwest ones are actually really good. It's set up to run suppressed, of course, and I got one of my rugged cans out here, a rugged Razor 556. Out here on the back end, I am running the Law Tactical Side Folder. I do not have the Eric BCG in here. I find it difficult to justify replacing the reliability enhanced bolt carrier group that Geisley offers with their rifles. So, so I'm running that, but I can fold it to make this a little bit more compact. The EOTech is a perfect addition to this, and I actually run this particular setup in a class last year, just a half-day class. It wasn't a super long one, and this thing ran really good. It is on the chunky side, even though it's a shorter barrel. It is still a little bit heavy, but these are made for hard use, and this is one of those that I definitely would take to war with me if I had to. Next up, one of my M1 Grands. So I used to have quite a few M1 Grands. I've kind of whittled my collection down to only 2. So I have a December 1944 Springfield that's a mixed master, as they would say. It's been through some Arsenal rebuilds, but this actually was my very first M1 Garand that I picked up from the CMP store many years ago. Y'all have seen this on the channel in the past, although it's been quite a while. This is a post-war Springfield 5.4 serial number range, and it is all correct. So it has the correct stock. At the CMP, they had a batch of these that were like brand new, and so I got the rifle. It had a brand new production stock at the time, but I located the correct stock, swapped that stuff out. And so this one doesn't get shot quite as much as my other one these days, just because it is all correct, and the barrel gauge is like a new barrel. But it was the first one that got me into collecting M1 Grands, and honestly got me into some of the World War II era firearms. So love this gun. I plan on passing this and my other one down to my daughters sometime down the road. And but yeah, just thought, you know, top 5, gotta have M1 Garand in your top 5. So this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if y'all can see the wood on that, but the wood on this is definitely stellar. It's got some very nice striping texture to it, and yeah, so that's my post-war Springfield Armory all correct M1 Garand. So last but not least, this was a project I worked on last year, and I was a little skeptical about it. Y'all have seen a number of videos on this thing already, especially the transformation that it took from originally to what it looks like now. But it has to be my Henry Repeating Arms all-weather in 44 Magnum. And this thing here has been such an awesome rifle. Between Mad Pig Customs and Ranger Point Precision, Pat RMG, you know, I had a lot of guidance to put this thing together. I took the largest buck ever last season with this rifle the first morning out. And that's a story in and of itself, but this thing has a about a 16.5-inch barrel, so I run it suppressed with one of my rugged obsidian cans. I have a Brownells MPO 1-6 donut on here with some EGW rings, and you know, of course, the gamut of Ranger Point Precision stuff. But this thing is very smooth to shoot. It's has a very nice trigger on it. It's accurate. With 44 special loads, it is such a soft shooting rifle. Even with 44 Magnum, it's really soft. I can shoot this thing all day long and not be fatigued or anything. It is just a fun rifle, so, but also useful. So you could use this for home defense, you could use it for hunting, plinking, whatever. This thing is kind of a do-it-everything. Is it as proficient as an AR as far as capacity and reload? Definitely not, but the fun factor is definitely here. And when you add some modern touches, you even have more versatility in, you know, an old 1800s style platform in a lever gun. So I know there's a lot of folks that believe that lever guns should all be totally traditional, and I have some traditional lever guns as well for my dad, but to have a modern one and to see the difference in how much more useful these are with some modern touches, you know, definitely I recommend folks, if you're on the fence, check something out like this, and then, make up your mind. This has, again, been a very surprising setup. Turned out exactly the way that I wanted it, and I've already gotten to use it for some of the intended purposes. So this is my Henry all-weather 44 Magnum lever gun. All right, so I appreciate y'all watching today's video on my top 5 rifles so far for 2024. I hope y'all enjoyed watching this. Put your comments down below. What are your top 5? Do you agree with my top 5? Any questions or comments, of course. If you're looking for stuff like this or accessories, definitely go check out my friends over at Brownells. If you head to my website and use my affiliate links, the channel does get a little bit of a percentage kickback, so much appreciated there. It definitely helps us continue to do stuff here on the channel. Any questions or comments, please put those down below. And as always, I appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Y'all take it easy.